Hey guys, Phil here. I just wanted to talk about my schizophrenic part of my schizoaffective condition, and let's get into it. So, what I do to manage it is I take medication. In particular, I take Zyprexa and I take lithium carbonate, and those are to help settle and my mood as well as mostly my hallucinations, which is what the schizophrenic part is about. And it's often called paranoid schizophrenic because you're always worried about things in being able to see things or being able to um, be in a way think of things and just be worried about it, just be paranoid of what's going to happen because you've been seeing these things. And, I've always started, in the beginning as it was just a guiding light of one voice who just suggested things to do. And I always thought that this was like a fatherly figure, like a godlike figure. So I believed him and, helped me kind of do things. And then when I got to college, I was okay. But it was about the later time in college, close to my in my senior year, that I really caved in because I started hearing a lot of bad voices, voices that would tell me to hurt myself or just give up or basically put me down. And a lot of the times I didn't know how to deal with that. Like I thought they were real. I thought they were controlling my life and I thought they were real voices, so I listened to them and it made me very paranoid because I thought everybody started to, know what I was doing and know what I was thinking. And I saw things too, and I was scared that the FBI was out to get me. I was scared that everybody was out to get me. And that's the thing is I had to learn, it took me a long time, and with doctors and medication to figure out what works best for me and how to manage and actually be able to say, okay, I still have hallucinations, but I know when to recognize that it's just a figment in my mind and not something that can control me. And so now I can talk back to him and say, no, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that. It got really bad. I actually thought about suicide quite a many times. I never planned. I actually started to make plans for it, and I never did it. And anybody out there who, thinks about that sort of thing, about suicide, don't do it. Even if it's not the best life that you can imagine, right now, you gotta stick through to the good stuff. The good stuff is people and kindness and them being able to help you out because at the end of the day, people are going to be, they're very good. Yes, we're humans, we get into things and we have a hard time. I need money, I need this, I need that. And it can put people into very difficult places where they aren't themselves a lot of times. So you got to kind of keep that in mind. I know you got to be cut and dry with some people. There are people out there that will try to manipulate you. There are people out there that want your money, and that's it. And you got to just be cut and dry with those kind of people. You can't let them get to you. You got to kind of keep going on and figure out what makes you happy. Is it buying tech stuff? Is it having the latest iPhone? As long as it's manageable and you're not splurging on all this money that you don't have, then it's fine. It's no big deal. But if you start, splurging and you don't have the cash, you're going to make yourself worse. But I'm got a little off topic into just daily life. But basically, for me, with hallucinations, when I see things, I actually see like foggy figures or figures that are there, but they're not there for very long. Like I'll check and they're not there because I thought I saw them. And it's very rare at this point that I'll actually see people or see things that are fully solid, like they look like something. And so that's, thankfully that's rare now. And nowadays it's easily to be managed, so I can get along and do most of my daily life and get by, and I can socialize with people. It's just like what I'm doing right now. I'm making these videos and I'm using it to connect to you guys, and you can kind of figure out a little bit more about me. And a guy who's just in this condition, they need help. They don't need to be triggered by, oh, you're wrong, or you gotta approach them with caution, because it's hard to, at least I was even hard to be approached, and I didn't even know how to get help until I finally figured that out, through work when I was at Sabic, and I had a hard time dealing with life and certain things. And um Sabic's been really great to me. They paid me money, I provided them my services, and I really just couldn't meet the bar, as well as I wanted to, as well as they wanted me to. And it was just because the whole time I couldn't figure out how to handle my hallucinations. I mean, that's the biggest part, is I couldn't figure out how to handle it. And there is depression and mania as well, but I'll talk just strictly about schizophrenia in this video. So now it's much more manageable, and I actually smell things, and, like I said, I hear things. Most of the time, the voices are in my head. They're not actually hearing audibly. I do actually hear audibly certain people. Um, and what I mean by that is I hear certain things that are people that are not there, and that doesn't happen very often. That's pretty rare, and it's not all the time. It's not every day, especially now. So it's much much more manageable. And anybody who's like this, you got to kind of not try to put them down and think of them like this guy is troubled. And they are. At a certain point they are troubled, but for me, I'm not troubled. For me, I'm taking care of myself, and I'm got a doctor, and I have medicine to help manage my condition. Now, that actually goes a long way. And I've tried many different medications. You got to find the one that's right for you. I tried Abilify at one point, and that just made it worse. I started hearing voices and everything and telling me to condemn myself, and I had really bad mood to that. But um, now, I just try to, be a good person. And what actually brings me joy these days isn't the things. I do like tech stuff, but it's kind of like, hey, it's nice. It's just a nice thing to have. And at the end of the day, I really like connecting with my family, with my friends, and with people, with you guys, because you guys are what make me who I am. I also make myself, but you guys help fill me up to be a good person and to socialize, and that's everything for me, is to get out there and see somebody else smile or be happy. I never want to try to put people down or put them in their place. Yes, I get angry. There are things that I got to look past on people and try to see the best in them. And that can be very difficult to do with some certain people who are not really seeing that that's the calling for them. There are certain people who are really great at one thing, and you got to let them run with it. And they have a passion for certain things, and you got to let them run with it. You can't try to control everybody, and that can be a problem. You just, all you can do is what you can do for yourself, and at first, and then you try to do things for other people, and their family, and your family, your family, yourself. And that's the thing. So I just wanted to give this update about myself, and hopefully this brings you some joy. If it did, please hit like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna try to do some more videos, basically just to kind of relapse. My next one's probably going to be depression, which is very big. I know there are some people out there that have a lot of depression, and that can be very huge impact on people's lives and their productivity. So that's the thing, you know. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for taking the time to listen to me, and have a good one. Bye.